Hello everyone, Anna here with Wolf, and as you can see, I'm going to talk about the old episodes of Samurai Jack and the new episodes for Samurai Jack. I'm going to leave a link to the artwork that was made by Spyro Wolf down below in the description. And I'm also going to warn about spoilers, so if you haven't watched, season 1, episode 1 to the new show that is season 5 to episode, I think it's 6 now, but I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure. But I'm just warning you, it's going to have spoilers and it's going to contain how I feel the show have evolved through time, or how I feel like I'm getting used to the new show, or how to say that. But I will admit that I have some nostalgia from the old show. I was actually grown up, with Cartoon Network, and I remember me and my brother being fond of, this show and also other shows on Cartoon Network. But I remember that Samurai Jack was one of the shows that we could actually agree upon watching. So most of the episodes I have seen and I really enjoyed. So I will not go too much into that because I have already talked about some of my favorite episodes in the other video that I have done where I talk about the show. But I will talk about how I feel like they have evolved with the showing of blood and showing of, I will not say gritty stuff, but, sensitive stuff. So, in episode 1 or the older seasons, there were no showing of, blood and stuff like that. They had oil and they have like green goop for the enemies, but I don't remember him actually fighting humans and blood spilling like it does in the new show. Now, I remember in the old show that he actually have seen people die, and he have also seen, blood, so he knows that it's necessary. So I would say that even the old Samurai Jack knows to, kill or be killed. So it's like a normal thing. If you are protecting yourself, you don't know the adrenaline that is going through your head. So I bet you if somebody was trying to kill you, you would defend yourself to, the death, or how to say that. So I do feel like it's very natural for Samurai Jack to actually feel like this. And also all of the things that he have been through. He have been through all of the old episodes, and there has been gone 50, I think it was 50 years or it was 25 years. It doesn't matter. It could have been only a year or something in those lines. For me, the time is not what is the factor here. The factor for me is that he is developing a other self, or how to say that, and I'm actually feeling like the evil Jack side that he now has in the new show. He didn't have that in the old episodes of Samurai Jack. He was actually talking to himself in the later episodes, I remember, but that was more to keep himself company, and it was something positive. Now the the evil side of himself, or how to say that, is trying to overtake him and trying to make him actually commit suicide. I know that it sounds very dark, but I actually feel like he needs to accept this side of himself. He needs to confront the rider on the horse, the samurai black rider on the horse, and he also needs to confront the fear of him maybe not being able to come back in time to save his family and undo Aku's law, or how to say that. But maybe into the future we will see that he is not interested in that anymore, and maybe he can actually, I'll not say strike a deal with Aku, because he's too, you can't, trust Aku with anything. So I feel like maybe he will just accept the way it is and, move on and actually fight into the future for what he loves and wants to protect in that world. I believe that he is going to fall in love with the ninja assassin that was Aku's daughter, or how to say that. So yeah, maybe it's just me, and maybe it's going to be the other way around, with her actually falling for him. Now that we know that she doesn't know anything about love, she knows stuff about hate and trying to kill, Jack. But if you have these, feelings to actually hate somebody, there's not that far from hate to love. So I do believe that there's going to happen something. If not love, then a great friendship, or how to say that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he will get a plan so he can actually take her back as well to the past, or he will make it so he can have a future with her in the Aku world. But yeah, I have also talked about that in the other episode that I did, where I talked about Samurai Jack. So I will talk about a little bit more how I feel the show have evolved now. With the new show, there's a lot of blood, as I said before, but there's also the more deeper things that the show have become a lot better to take up, the more sensitive stuff and the more, I will not say important stuff. But the old show also teaches you good stuff, but it's not like the new show teaches you about, accepting death, accepting who you are, trying to get over, maybe a illness. We don't know if Samurai Jack is actually deluded now with the evil samurai side of himself. So yeah, that is a little bit hard to imagine him, but it's been so long, he had been waiting so long, and I actually understand if he had become so lonely, so he actually invented the evil samurai to actually talk to. And we also see him in the latest episode talking with a flying fnuke, or what it is, a small round stuff, or what it is. It's not supposed to talk to him, so I actually believe that he is not evolving a good side of himself. But I do believe that the fnuke was actually his I will not say his reasoning side, but something that looks like reasoning, or the voice that tells you this is the right thing to do, where the evil Samurai Jack is like telling him to do stuff that we don't want him to do. But I do believe that he always have it in him to actually being able to kill, other human. I just feel like maybe he have not thought about it that much, because it have always been like robots, and we have seen that he, as small, have seen that his father had killed, humans to protect his family and protect him, and there was blood over his face and stuff like that. So I do believe that there have been some background story for Samurai Jack that we have actually been missing a lot. In the old show, the father was just taken to Aku's lair and used as a slave for all of his days, or how to say that. So I do believe that they have made a new background story for Samurai Jack, but I really like that. I don't like the... Well, I like the old story too, but then he had to be doing all of the things with his dad before Aku came and, took him away to become a slave and stuff like that. So I don't know if that is possible, but I really do feel like the show have evolved with the more sensitive stuff, and also, of course, the animation and the beautiful scenery. The music is also divine, but the music have always been like good, so I will not say anything bad about that. I do want to say that I feel like the Evil Jack side is something that is very good design, and something I feel like that is representing if you have a evil side of yourself, and it can be like depression and or the other thing that I was talking about, you having actually invented somebody to talk to. Now, this is not always a bad thing. I'm just saying that, when you have been alone for that amount of a time that Samurai Jack have been, I understand how he actually got to the point of being, how he is now. And I do believe into the future we will see him, as I said also in the other video that I made, accepting the rider on the horse. The horse rider, I still feel like, is deaf, or his father telling him that he won't be able to go back to the past or something in those lines. And he also needs to accept the other side of himself, the evil samurai. And he, needs to have a future in the Aku world, or how to say that. I don't believe no more that there's actually a possibility for him going back. I know that it sounds very sad, but I don't believe that there's any way, shape, or form that he can now go back. So yeah, maybe that is a little bit too much, and it's also like, what is going to happen if he goes back and he undoes all of the stuff with Aku now? All of the stuff that he have been through, have been in vain. All of the people that he actually helped and have done stuff for will be not the case. I know that they have been, then they will be free, right? But there will also be like other evil things that is not something that Aku made, that Samurai Jack actually helped with, that is going to be undone if he goes back. So I don't know if he's going to get some premonition, or he's going to be shown all of the things that he have done, and he can't get himself to go back to the past, because then everything is going to be undone. Even the daughters of Aku, which I'm thinking that he's going to fall in love with the daughter of Aku, the ninja assassin, or she's going to fall in love with him. But I already talked about it. Last time I end the video, before I was going to talk about, I feel like he's going to get his sword back. I feel like the rider on the horse actually has his samurai sword, and when he accepts death, or his father on the samurai horse, I do believe that he's going to get his sword back. Now, this is just my stuff. It's something in my imagination. So if it's not right, please don't, be mad at me or something in those lines. It's just predictions. It's something that I want to see in the show. Or when he actually accepts the evil Jack side of himself, he will find the sword somewhere, or the evil Jack will be like, I had the sword all of the time, but I didn't want to give it to you because I didn't feel like you were ready, or something in those lines. I really want to have him either get his old sword back, or actually making a new sword. Him being able to, get through the past and looking into the future by making a new sword himself. That would be amazing. That would be something I would really love to see. So if he makes his own sword, I called it. If the rider is death itself, or his father, I also called it. And if he accepts his evil Jack side or something in those lines, I also called it. And if the ninja assassin falls in love with him or vice versa, I will also say that I think that I called it a little bit, but I feel like it's obvious that something is going to happen in those lines, so I'm not going to say that I myself called it. But it's not something I feel like is going to happen into the Samurai Jack episodes. Please write to me in the comments down below what you want to see in the future of the Samurai Jack episodes. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about the designs and the monsters and, Jack himself and Aku. So I really do feel like this is what I want to do. And if you like it, please tell me. If you don't like it, click away. I don't know. But do remember that inspiration is right around the corner. Do remember to take care of yourself and loved ones. And that is actually all. Yeah, okay, bye.